Action. So my name's Connor. I'm here with Harlem Eubank, WBO Global Super Lightweight Champion, 14th in WBO rankings. So Harlem, you're currently fighting at Super Lightweight, but you've had some fights at welterweight. What weight do you actually feel at your best and most dangerous?
I think between the weights, I'm just kind of like finding my ground now. I think I'm going to be likely campaigning at welter. But yeah, again, it's you got to try it out and see how it feels. So I've campaigned all my career at super lightweight. So yeah, I think it's time. My body's naturally growing, and I think I'll fill in to campaigning at welterweight.
Yeah, because we have heard like your uncle say that you're naturally a welterweight.
Yeah.
So do you think like a progression from after all the offences, do you think you should be moving up?
I think so. I think I'd be more comfortable at that higher weight. I think as my body's as time goes on, your body kind of develops, and I think I put on a bit of extra size, a bit of extra muscle, and I think that I can really use that up at welterweight. So I'm excited to test that out.
Alright, so we've heard you and Adam Azim are like in the final stage of getting like a fight sorted. But whilst that's happening, you've had said some certain words about a Conor Ben. Do you think after your fight with Azim, would you want to like lobby to move up to welterweight, or would you leave it like for your cousin?
I think that if he's campaigning at welterweight and I'm at welterweight, then it makes sense. I'm planning on making statements in my fights, and I think that's a natural fight, a natural matchup that will happen at whatever time it is. At the moment, he hasn't got his license, so when he's got his license and work my way up the rankings at welterweight, I think it's inevitable.
Alright, so now let's talk about your amateur career. You won 22 of your 33 bouts with some success in the Harlem Cup.
Yeah.
I want to know what amateur boxing taught you about yourself as a competitor.
I think with the amateurs, I was always competing to turn professional. So I was aware that the amateurs is somewhere you can go and get experience to then move into the professional ranks. So for me, it was like I started boxing at 18. So it was like, let me try and get as many fights as I can, as much experience, so I can turn professional. So I think some years I had 13 fights in 1 year, so one season. So I was really just trying to rack up experience, and I did get a lot of good experience in the pros, different style, in the amateurs, different styles, see different things, and that helped me gain that experience to then turn professional, and then continue to learn in the professionals. There's a lot of, you never stop learning, no matter what level you are. Guys that are world champion, there's always still room to improve and hone in on different skills. So I've learned a lot since turning professional to now. So it's always a continuous process of developing, and that's what I embarked on from the amateurs to now.
Alright, you talk about your professional. Yeah, as a professional. Your record is 19-0 with like 8 stoppages. I say stoppages because KOs and TKOs are put together.
Yeah.
You've got 5 TKOs and 3 knockouts, all coming from your left hook. As an orthodox fighter, you think it's beneficial to have power in both your hands to greater your chances of getting stoppages?
Definitely, I think it's some skills come at different times, and I think the left hook was always kind of the natural shot for me. But I think you can carry power in both hands. It's just about how you execute the shots, and I think slowly my right hand is coming on as well to kind of match up to that left hook. But it's about becoming complete. You wanna be the complete fighter. You wanna always be trying to develop into the complete fighter. So I think that the left hook was one that comes natural to me, but the right hand is definitely developing. So we're on the path to becoming a complete fighter.
So we might be seeing some right hooks.
Watch out, watch out.
So your uncle Chris Eubank Sr. has a boxing record of 45-5-2 with reigns as a WBO middleweight and super middleweight champion. His son, your cousin, Chris Eubank Jr., has a record of 33-3, with reigns as a WBA interim middleweight, a two-time IBO super middleweight champion, and a British middleweight champion. I say this not to like undermine your record or your accomplishments as a fighter, but because you come from such an illustrious family, does it add more pressure or give you like a sense of confidence when you like enter the ring?
Both. I think you definitely have that pressure that's attached with having so much success come before you. So it gives you that ambition to try and replicate the same success, and with that ambition gives you drive and more confidence, more awareness of what's been achieved, and gives you that hunger to drive forward and try and achieve to the best of your ability as well. So I would definitely say it's a positive thing, having that pressure of that success that's already been achieved at the forefront.
Okay, this is like more of a light-hearted one. It's been documented that your uncle is like scared of the supernatural. This is infamously used by Steve Collins in the first bout where he says he was hypnotized not to feel pain.
Yeah.
Do you have that same fear?
Definitely not. No, I understand the spiritual realms and what's possible, what's not possible, and with faith in God, nothing or no one can come against you.
Does like God play an influential part in like your career?
Most definitely. You need faith in this game because nothing's promised. So you're training and you're dedicating yourself with the faith that the things are to come in the future, and faith in God to put you on the right track. Should you sacrifice and put the work in to get you there. So I've always had that faith and belief that should I do the work, then I'll be on the right track. So
it gives you like a sense of peace.
Most definitely.
So during your face-off with Azim, you heard your uncle say that your boxing style is like Sugar Ray Leonard. These are his words. I'm clarifying this. These are his words. Your testicular fortitude is that of his own. Keep that in. I'm reiterating it. Those are his words. Damn. So, who else do you base the way you box after?
I think I like watching the guys that are entertaining. Sugar Ray Leonard, the guys that can dance around the ring and do things that look kind of unexplainable. Guys like Roy Jones, guys that have a certain style with what they do. It's not just they're not just doing something; they're doing it and making it look a certain way. So the guys that I watch, like Sugar Ray Leonard, and guys that can dance, box, punch, complete fighters. That's what I base myself around and try to. That's the style I've tried to develop over the years.
So you say you dance like Muhammad Ali in that?
I'd like to.
After your fight where you won the WBO super lightweight champion, the Sun released an article about you where it says you avoided boxing for the first 18 years of your life.
Yeah.
You said doing karate.
Yeah, and football.
Uncle Messi. Where you became a world champion. Do you think starting your training in boxing late in your life, like other boxers who say they've been training since the age of 3, give you hunger to prove people who might say you have a limited ability wrong?
Yeah, 100%. It gives you that, because you're fresh to it. It gives you that motivation, the hunger to develop quickly. But when you pick something new up, it almost makes you more engaged with it. Obviously, you're less experienced, so the guys that are more experienced have an edge over you because they've been doing it since they were 5. But at the same time, when they get to 25, 26, maybe they're bored of boxing. They haven't got the same excitement for it. And when you have that excitement and engagement for the sport, I feel like you learn quicker, you develop, and you're just really kind of fully in it, involved with it, and you have that ambition to develop and grow within it. So I think there's disadvantages to starting late, but also advantages in that you do have that hunger to, one, develop quickly, and two, to prove the doubters wrong.
Also, yes. Also, what skills were you able to skills you've learned in karate were you able to translate effectively to boxing to like give you like a competitive advantage against your opponents?
I would say
The left hook.
I would say it's more difficult transferring from another art form, because imagine you're drilling in certain skills like the length of the stance, and when you're trying to kick, everything is different. So once you've drilled something in, it's like second nature. So if you have to change that, it's harder to try and change that than to pick something up new. So I think I found it more difficult to adjust initially. But I think the things we were talking about out there in terms of like focus, discipline, they're all things that karate helped instill in me, which benefit and transfer into the boxing as well as any other practice that you can apply.
So I was thinking like, like the basic like footwork and karate. I thought that would help like translate or like head movement.
But it's very kind of like in karate, it's like bouncy, and it's like wide stance because there's kicks coming. And in boxing, it's more like you're more grounded and you're trying to generate power.
It's more box.
Where it's more boxed, and you're trying to generate power from the ground, whereas karate, you're bouncing, you're moving.
You're generating power from that momentum.
So it does vary, but definitely the discipline, more of the mental components from that art form transfer into boxing as well as any other field you choose to.
And Charlie helps you learn and develop as time's progressed, right?
Definitely.
Your uncle Eubank is seen as one of the most polarizing and greatest British boxers, along with being ranked by BoxRec as the third best British middleweight and super middleweight boxers of all time. I see this as perspective. Where do you see yourself among the greats of the super lightweight division like Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, Dearest and Julio Cesar Chavez? Even outside of the division, where do you see yourself compared to your uncle when your career is all said and done?
You have to wait until it's done, because no one knows yet. We have to wait till it's all said and done before you can place yourself. At the moment, my mindset's just on getting to the top, winning every fight, and getting to the top, getting a world championship belt. That's the focus. Hey, that's it. We're coming for more of them. So yeah, the focus is on that, and you can never judge a career until it's done. So I've got plenty more time to achieve things in the sport.
Oh, we're done. I've got no more questions.
Hey, thank you, man. Some great questions there. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.